Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here with another layout for my little scrapbook store. And I'm using Cocoa Vanilla No Limits. You'll see I'm using that awesome paper with the star and the sunburst. And I wanted to elevate this paper a little bit. This is kind of a tricky one to use, right? I mean, you have that big star in an area where it seems like your photo should be. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to kind of get around that. But first, I wanted to add a little more detail, a little more interest to this sunburst. So I'm using this 12 by 12 stencil from Close to My Heart. And it comes in a 3-pack of 3 different 12 by 12 stencils. I'll leave a link for it below if you're interested in it, but it's really a fun stencil, and I thought it would be perfect to use within this sun ray. And since the center of the sun ray was not in the middle of the 12 by 12 paper, I had to use the stencil in a little bit a different way and just kind of use that one section and move it around the paper to the areas where I wanted to add that additional texture. And I really love the way it's working out. I don't think I showed the photo yet, but I am scrapping a photo of my son in his college graduation, and his college colors were actually teal. So this works out perfect using that peacock feathers. Okay, I'm going to go around here and you're going to see all the fun texture that is added to this layout. It just makes me so happy. It's very simple layout, but with a lot of detail, which is super fun. So I would love to, I've been excited to see how other people are using this pattern paper, because it seems like it could be a little bit of a difficult one. Like I said, that star is right where I really want to put my photo. And so I'm anxious to see how other people use it and where they place their photo, for composition on this. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut out that star and I'm going to move it. I'm going to use it more like an embellishment. And then where that star is, I'm going to cover up that hole with my photo, and it's going to work out perfectly. So once I finish putting in these extra details with the ink, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do some splattering and just splatter with that peacock feathers. Just add another layer of interest. I'm just going to stamp it there on my glass mat and use a small round brush. Spray it with water, use a small round brush, and just do my splatters. I decided I wanted a few larger splatters, so I do end up coming back also with a larger round brush and kind of making bigger little splats as well. So if you're struggling with the size of your splatters, if you move to a larger brush, you can get a little bit bigger, splatters than with a fine small brush. So I used 2 different size brushes and I really love the results. Once I get that cleaned up, I am going to get out my X-Acto knife and get that star out of there. So anyway, my little scrapbook store is where I purchased my collection, and they do have it available in the shop. I will leave the link below. You can buy the pieces individually, and then you can also buy it in what we call a happy scrappy bag, which comes with all of the embellishments, the paper, and titles and everything else that comes with the collection. But if you're one that just wants a few sheets of paper and then want to add on some embellishments, you can do that as well. So I'll leave those links below. I absolutely love Michelle at my little scrapbook store. It's a small family-owned store, and I know that they would love your support. So check that link out below. Also, if you're a new customer to My Little Scrapbook Store and you have not created an account or placed an order, you can use my code, which is TISA, TISA-REF, so TISA REF. You can use that discount code and it will save you 10% on your total order. So you can go in and fill up your cart and save 10%. And I'll leave all those details in the description box below as well. So here's that star. And I am going to be using a bunch of stars fussy cut from another pattern paper. And you'll see when I get to those, I don't show it on camera, but I do use ink on all of the edges. Whenever I fussy cut, I find when I ink the edges, it just gives it a more finished look. You don't see like those cut marks as easily because I'm just not the best fussy cutter, to be honest. So you'll see that coming up. And we've got this teal paper. It's the back side of one of the star papers. We're going to go ahead and back that. This is going to be a very monochromatic layout with a pop of black. And I really love it. And it just worked out perfectly that these were his school colors. Honestly, I didn't even think about it when I pulled this out. But then once I started going along with it, I was like, oh, how perfect that this worked out that way. And we have this really cool green or really dark, deep teal paper I'm going to layer as an additional layer on the photo. So the photo has white, then that lighter teal, and then this darker green teal. And that's where I'm going to kind of position that star right there. And I am going to be using just a simple title. It's just going to say graduate. And really, I did not want to take focus away from the photo and from that sunburst. So I'm just going to add graduate here. Stay tuned for the close-up shots because at the end, I do add 2 additional things. I add a little black heart outline, like a foam heart, to the right onto the bottom right corner of the photo. So it's basically heart, then graduate. And I really like that. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I do love the addition of the heart. You'll have to see that at the end at the still shots because I ended up doing that as an afterthought. And here I'm getting all of my stars cut out and put onto the layout here. And I'm just going to be embellishing with those stars kind of to the left of the photo. Some of them I'm going to pop up on foam squares and some of them I will lay flat. And I just kept with those dark teals and light teals and grays. That's the only colors that I'm using in this layout. So in the end, I'm also going to come back with a bunch of enamel hearts, or not hearts, goodness gracious, enamel stars. And you'll see that mixed among the stars here that I'm placing down. And I also go back and add some within the rays of the starburst. And I really love that. And then, y'all, finally, when I get it all done and all of these stars are glued down, I decide I should add some stitching to this layout. So I went around and in between a bunch of the rays, I did stitching and I just stitched with white thread. And can I tell you, I love the result. Because this is a very simple layout in the fact that there aren't many, there's really no embellishments except for that pattern paper with the stars. And by adding all of the additional texture, so we added the ink to the page, then we added the splatters, and then I added the stitching. And oh my goodness, I absolutely love how the stitching turned out. And I'm so glad I took the extra time to do that. Here you see my little binder where I keep a lot of my enamel dots. And just going through and getting out some of those teal colored stars that I have. And I actually use quite a bit of those stars with that color, but that's okay. I need to use them up. That's what they're there for. So I hope you all enjoyed this process, and I hope this gave you another idea of how to use that paper for one of your layouts. And I hope you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and check out the links below. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.